My name is Gabe Ramirez. I'm the Master of Ceremony for the 9th Annual Hartnell Athletics Hall of Fame. I'm honored to be with you as we recognize and celebrate the men and women who have helped make intercollegiate athletics such an important part of Hartnell College history, tradition, and continuing success. All 8 of this year's honorees and 3 teams represent the value of athletics, first and foremost in the lives of our students and in their contributions to Hartnell College and the greater community. Now let's meet the members and teams of the class of 2022. Please welcome Israel Cisneros, men's soccer. Luis Granado, cross country. Gianna Hawthorne, tennis and basketball. Tom Peterson, track and football. Mike Weingrab, football. Frank Geller, coach. Joe Nemeth, volunteer, supporter. And the late Don Barsati, volunteer, supporter. And will the teams please stand at your table as you are recognized. The 1953 football team. The 1970 track team. And the 2004 men's soccer team. As we will hear later in our program, each one of you has made your own unique contribution to the rich and enduring tradition of Panther athletics that spans over a century. We are especially pleased to welcome our inductees' families and friends. Your presence makes this day more memorable for all of us, but especially for our honorees. Thank you all for being here, and congratulations. Let's give our inductees and teams a nice round of applause. Inductees and teams, you may be seated. Thank you, Vice President Jackie Cruz. All right, is everybody waiting for the moment that we induct the class of 2022? Let's hear you. These individuals and teams are being singled out for their remarkable dedication and major accomplishments as part of the Hartnell Athletics family. I will share a brief summary of each honoree, then they will come up to receive their Hall of Fame medal, certificate, and photo poster. Each will also have an opportunity to say a few words. Superintendent President Michael Gutierrez and Dan Teresa will join me in presenting these honors. So let's have them both come up on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, our first inductee is Israel Cisneros men's soccer. Cisneros was born in Chipila, Zacatecas, Mexico, the son of Fidel and Oralia Cisneros, as one of 4 brothers. Cisneros attended Watsonville High School, graduating in 2005, where he played varsity soccer in his junior and senior years for Coach Roland Hedgepeth. After high school, Cisneros became Hartnell College coach Daniel Ortega's first recruit. He attended Hartnell for 2 years, from 2005 to 2007, where he earned the 2006 Coast Conference Goalkeeper of the Year. He also became the school's first and only All-America goalkeeper. Cisneros then transferred to San Francisco State University on scholarship, playing for head coach Joe Hunter. Following college, he went on to play semi-pro soccer for the Monterey Samba. Cisneros works as a service tech for a heating and air conditioning company in his hometown of Watsonville. Ladies and gentlemen, Israel Cisneros.
Hi everybody. I wasn't aware I was going to speak, so I'm a little thank you to my family, my mom, my wife, my friends, thank you to the board, special thanks to my coaches, Without them, I wouldn't be here. Thanks to Coach Goldman, Coach Danny, Coach Frank. I mean, I think this extends beyond soccer for me. It just taught me to be a better person in general. And like you said, to give back to our community, and I live by that. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Once again, a round of applause for Israel Cisneros. Our next inductee is Luis Granado, cross country. One of the most decorated athletes in Hartnell history, Luis Granado took top honors in nearly every conceivable local and regional and state competition. During his tenure at Hartnell, he was a record holder in the 10,000 meters at the Stanford Invitational and held the record for the fastest time for Northern California junior college students. He was a five-time California Junior College State Championship qualifier in cross country in the 5,000 and 10,000 meter runs. In 1996, he was Hartnell's first Northern California 10,000 meter champion in school history. In 1995, he finished second in the NorCal Championships in both the 5,000 and 10,000 meter runs. In 1996, he accepted an athletic scholarship for cross country and track and field at Fresno State. He is a California correctional officer at Soledad State Prison, and upon retiring, plans to coach young people in cross country and long distance track. Ladies and gentlemen, Luis Granado.
Thank you everyone for coming. First of all, I wanted to thank God. Without him, none of this would be possible. I'd like to thank Team Athletics, Dad Teresa, and everyone at Hartnell College who nominated me and got me inducted into the Hartnell College Athletic Hall of Fame. This is a very big, proud moment for me and a happy and memorable day. I'd like to thank my mom. I want to thank her for her support and for being a mean and tough woman. Growing up, I had a dysfunctional and rough childhood, but she was always my grizzly bear mama. I also want to thank my little brother and my sister for supporting me, always cheering me on in my races. I'd like to give an extra big thanks to my late coach, Gary Shaw. He was a wonderful man and a great person and a phenomenal coach to me. He molded me into a champion, and without him I wouldn't be here inducted into the Hall of Fame. He was a big part of my success in running, winning titles, breaking records, and achieving a Division I athletic scholarship. I miss his smile, his unique voice, and his classic saying, you gotta be kind of tough. I remember as a freshman, I was winning all these races locally, coming out in the newspaper, and the first time I met him, I was with my good friend and my running brother, Moises, and he wanted me to come to Hartnell, and I had to tell him I was just a freshman, and he kind of just said, whoa, I'll have to wait 3 more years to talk to you. I think Coach Shaw, he liked me because I think I didn't mess around. I didn't dye my hair like the other tattoos. I didn't get all these tattoos or piercings. And I always wish I could have ran, a lot faster for him, but, it's okay what the times I came up with. But I also wanted to thank his family for always being good to me. His dad, his wife, and his brother Don Shaw. Like I said, thank you for everything, Coach Gary Shaw. You were my greatest coach. miss you. And I'll never forget him. I also want to thank some other people that were important in my success. Was assistant coach Richard Hart. I'd like to thank my right brother and my real good friend Moises. He was the only guy I know who would kill me and murder me in practice. And I think without him in the beginning, I wouldn't be as good as I was. Who would have thought 214s from North Salinas would be in the Hall of Fame, because he made it also in 2017. We met at one. Lastly, I have a few people that I wanted to thank my high school coaches, Dennis DeWitt and Jerry Stamen at Madera High School. I wanted to thank the defensive trainers, Bob Kersey and Bob Beamer, for always taking care of me when I was hurt and always fixing me. I wanted to thank all my counselors, I can't remember their names, who helped me get my AA degree. I wanted to thank my North Salinas coaches, Marco Gould, Donna Grijalva, Blair Milner, and Steve Laser. I wanted to also thank Coach Manzano here at Hartnell for always taking big photos of us during our races. And I wanted to thank my friend Jeff Schweitzer for always helping me with my core strength tips and strength tips to be on top of my running. My teammate Edgar Diaz for always giving me a ride home after practice. All of my teammates, so many of them here at Hartnell, for pushing me in practice, trying to beat me in races, and for that third brotherhood that we had. And then lastly, I wanted to thank my two junior high school PE teachers, Mike Raffis and Ron Caniglio, for helping me win 2 turkey trot events 7th and 8th grade, and for helping me break the Washington Middle School mile record. And then also, I wanted to thank Aaron Ramirez, Arturo Barrios, Joe Falcon, and Steve Fontaine for being my professional running idols when I was younger. Again, thank you, everyone. Like I said, it's really special for me to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I never thought it was going to happen for me, but I'm really happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Luis Granado. Our next inductee is Jana Hawthorne, tennis and basketball. Jana Hawthorne currently resides in Pinehurst, North Carolina, where she works as a senior program manager for the Department of Defense's flagship STEM scholarship program. Jana played tennis and basketball at Hartnell College in the 1981-1982 academic year, where she was named to the all-conference team. She then took a break from school for 10 years to raise a family and returned a decade later to play a second season of basketball in the 1991-92 season, earning a spot on the all-conference team once again. While playing at Hartnell College, Jana earned the following honors: team captain, MVP, All-Conference, and All-American Honorable Mention. She went on to graduate from Cal State Monterey Bay, summa cum laude, and finished within the top 5 in her graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, Jana Hawthorne.
Are so truly special, and the one word that comes to mind for me when I think about Hartnell College and all that comes along with it is empowerment. I believe that this school empowers people to be their very best, and with the athletic department, you know, that just brings an additional depth to what that means. For me, the thing that I took away from sports, and I think this is nothing new, I think everyone kind of knows this, but it's so true to me and impactful to me that I need to say it anyway. It's the stuff you learn in sports that you take with you your whole life that help you become the person and the professional that you can be, the best you can be. And what I've taken away from sports include really just how important each individual is with their unique gifts and talents that they bring to a team. And I've carried that into my professional life, understanding that when you build a team, make it a diverse team and make it full of people who come from various backgrounds, various experiences, ways of thinking that bring a lot of additional information and innovation to your team. When you do that, it just makes your team strong and resilient and creative. And I think that, as you mentioned earlier, is the solution for our societal ills right now. Recognizing everyone's unique talent and how you can build those into strengths and just really pull together for whatever mission it is that group is doing. That really was impactful to me as a person and what I try to do in my professional life right now, and it just really has created a lot of success, and I look forward to seeing more and more of it in all of us here who are not only being inducted, but are here to support. So in the way of thanks, for sure, my coaches, Alex Goldman, Ellie Spearlove, and Matt Borchard. Also, for sure, Stella Esperanza for all of the support throughout the years with sports, and Carolyn West and Dan Teresa and the committee for pulling this all together and providing this honor. My family for coming to support me today. Thank you so much for being here. And I think that's it. Thank you all for being here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jana Hawthorne. Our next inductee is Tom Peterson, track and football. From 1978 to 1979, Thomas Peterson competed in state championships in shot put, discus, and javelin. He participated in the Ed Adams Invitational, one of the most competitive events in the nation. He also played offensive fullback and halfback on the Hartnell football team, which won 12 games his freshman year. Peterson received a scholarship for track and field at Fresno State University, where he competed in the shot put, discus, and javelin in 1979 and 1980 before receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree. Peterson has 3 children and owns and operates a full-service business in Fresno. He is dedicated to his family, his faith, and many outdoor pursuits, including fishing, gardening, and the ocean. He's also an avid home barbecue chef. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Peterson.
Hello, everyone. First, I want to thank Hartnell College for putting this on. To Dan, Marcy, Joanna, Christina, thanks for your help. To start, I want to thank all the coaches that had a profound impact on my life. Starting back, Paul Baum and Bill Sessa. Teaching to believe in myself. To Mark Poole, Maps Matsuhara. Thank you for believing in me. To Gary Shaw, he knew how difficult the transition was from high school to college. He never gave up on me. To Coach Grimm, Coach Teresa, Coach Keller, for knowing football in and out. Coach Geller, great job in getting the linebackers ready for our weekly one-on-one kickout drills. Between us and the running backs, them and the running backs, all I can recall from that wonderful experience was fear, pain. To Red Estes, thank you for believing in me. Taking me to the Valley, Fresno State track and field. As I completed Fresno State, a bunch of us throwers wanted to still compete, and we needed a venue. My first thought was Coach Shaw and the Ed Adams Invitational. Now fast forward 40 years, and again, a bunch of us wanted to throw and tried to throw in the Masters. Thought of Gary Shaw at Hartnell. Thankfully, Hartnell was putting on the Masters meet called the Spring Fling. I love the name. So off we went. I met some awesome people at the Masters. They're incredible. Anywhere from age 40 to 85. Running, jumping, throwing. Incredible. I want to thank my wife Diana and my daughter Maddie for being here today to celebrate this day. I want to thank my mom Erica. For going to all my meets and her never-ending support and her plate lunch. She was the sweetest and kindest person I've ever known. To my dad Pete for leading by example, hard work and to stick it out. Quoting him, stick and stay, make it pay. Another great motivation for me always has been my brother. Love you. Through Jesus, all things are possible. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Peterson. Our next inductee is Mike Weingrad, football. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Playing Big Ten football in Columbus, Ohio at the famed Horseshoe served as motivation growing up for Mike Weingrad. High school sports set him on the course of personal growth through preparation, dedication, and perseverance. In 1979, Weingrad headed to Salinas to play for Hartnell coach Marv Grimm. He lived on Central Avenue with 5 teammates, 1 refrigerator, and a lifetime of memories. In his first year, he earned the starting middle linebacker position, and in his second year, the Panthers won the state title. Weingrad led the team in tackles and received all-conference, all-state, and junior college All-America honors. Drafted in 1984 by the Miami Dolphins, he finished his football career with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in Canada in 1985. Panthers head coach Marv Grimm, linebacker coach Frank Geller, and defensive coordinator Tony Teresa encouraged him to give back to his community as well as other causes. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Weingrad.
Good afternoon. Of course, I'm Mike Weingrad. Hey, Coach Grimm said I had 25 minutes, so I'll I want to first thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for guiding my steps and directing me along this path. Without him, none of our journeys are complete. And I thank my Lord and Savior. I'd also like to thank my mom and dad who always supported me and encouraged me along the way to be the best I could be when I doubted myself numerous times along the path. I want to thank my beautiful wife who's not here with me today, could not be here with me today. My bride of 35 years, the mother of my 4 children, Jordan, Colin, Joshua, and Jacob, and the grandmother of my 5 grandsons, Kane, Hayden, I gotta look, Rogan, Benjamin. My wife, you know, when you play linebacker for 10 or 15 years, you get a little, yeah. Plus we're getting a little old. Eileen was my biggest supporter, my best cheerleader. I want to thank the Hartnell Committee Hall of Fame. I want to thank my head coach, Mark Graham, my linebacker coach, Frank Geller, is being inducted as well today, well-deserving, Coach Geller. Also Coach Teresa, Coach Shaw, Coach Williams, and all the teammates that welcomed all these Ohio boys to Salinas like family. It was incredible. I want to thank some of the unsung heroes, you know, the ones that prepare us. And they're kind of in the back, in the shadows of the football team. The trainers, the equipment managers, Rich, who helped us, Glenn, who helped us, and all the assistant trainers get out in the field to battle another day. Those guys are so unnoticed and so well deserved to be applauded in each situation. It's hard to express my gratitude for Coach Grimm. We spoke about 6 months ago, and we talked about this Hall of Fame. And Coach Grimm, he said, I want to apologize to you. And I kind of chuckled, and I said, why would you apologize to me? Because I said some things and did some things I really regret. I said, we all had a coach. And I said, what you did is provide a platform for student athletes like me and hundreds and thousands of others that had a desire and a dream to go and play at the next level. That's what you did. There's no apology needed. Plus the locker room, nothing you said on the field competed with that. You know, it's interesting how I met Coach Grimm. Of course, I sent him a letter, right, Coach? Yeah, I sent him a letter. And he came to visit me in Columbus, Ohio. In all truthfulness, there was a coach by the name of Bob Stewart. He was an amazing high school coach. He was a rival high school coach. He actually, I don't know if anyone remembers Archie Griffin, 2-time high school candidate for Ohio State, but he was Archie Griffin's head coach, high school coach. I had the pleasure of playing against Archie's brother, Keith Griffin, and amazing player overall. But anyway, Coach Stewart came to one of our wrestling matches, and after the match, he came up and congratulated me my senior year on winning the city championship. We had to beat Eastmore to go forward to the city championship. And he said, hey, Mike, where are you going to school? And I had a visit with Ohio University, Toledo, and Cincinnati. But I delayed my commitment. And by the time I got back to him, they were offering me a half scholarship. Long story short, he said, hey, I got this coach coming in next week. His name is Marv Grimm, and he coaches in Salinas, California for the Hartnell Panthers. I'd love you to meet him. This guy puts people in big-time schools. Next thing you know, meeting Coach Grimm, he's a pretty good salesman. I'm headed 2,600 miles west to Salinas, California, latest capital of the world. He offered me a big-time job at Castroville Artichokes loading trucks. My first paycheck was $29, and I thank Coach Grimm for that. You know, we headed out here, and I think it was one of the first out, Coach Graham took us to the Central House, 539 actually. And I pull up to that house and I snagged the first room with a nice bathroom. You know, there was only 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, but I snagged the one in back. I think Coach Grimm had a great sense of humor because he would put 6 football players in a small house with a small refrigerator, with small cabinets. I guess he thought if we didn't kill each other or get so homesick from missing our girlfriends and our mommy and daddies that we could possibly play for the Hartnell Panthers. It was a good crowd. So my freshman year, it was about a week from the opening game, and I wasn't the starting linebacker. I was feeling like I wasn't much. And Andy Perez, he was a junkyard dog, and we had Byron Kennedy. They were both returning sophomores. And I don't know if any of you ever watched the movie with Denzel Washington, remember the Titans? Well, I'll tell you, there was a payphone that all those Titans went to call their girlfriends. Right over here, there's a payphone that all these guys that lived on Villa and Central Street would go to. And it was there was guys already dropping. I mean, maybe 20 guys came out here, and by the time the first game started, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 went home. I'm going to this payphone and I'm creating a story for my dad because I wasn't playing. I said, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe Hartnell wasn't the best place to come to. And as I walked over to that payphone and I stood in line waiting my turn, I called my dad. It was a little small talk. How's it going? I said, Dad, I don't think it's the right place for me. I think I'm going to be coming home. And there was a pause on the other end, and he said, you have no home to come home to. And I just said, well, Dad, of course I have a home to come home to. He goes, no, you went out there to do a job, and you get that job done. He goes, you get in Coach Grimm's office the next morning and tell him you'll play first string water boy if you have to. You'll play all special teams. You'll play whatever position that they'll put me in. And Coach Grimm did. He put me on all special teams. And that week, we were about 3 days before the first game, and Andy Perez, our team captain, I think he crashed on his motorcycle or something and rashed out the whole side of his leg, so he's going to be out for a week or 2. So they stick on Mike Weinreich. And I had the opportunity to do real well for 2 weeks, and I thought I was going to sit back down. And when Andy came in, they left me in, and Coach Geller had some confidence in me. The rest is history. We never looked back. There's so many guys that impacted all these guys from Ohio, the players. And when you look at all the people who took us in and treated us like family, fed us, spent Thanksgiving dinner with us when we weren't able to get home, those guys, you know, you got a guy like Jeff Goldman, he's here today. I mean, we had so much fun. He was a great player. And I like cars and trucks. He had the most awesome GMC Jimmy you ever seen. And it was the cleanest car. And a guy from Ohio, we got trucks dirty in Ohio. We don't keep them clean. And I don't know if I conned him into it, persuaded him into it. We went down by the river one Saturday night. We had so much fun bouncing our heads off the ceiling. That truck was never the same either. Joe Hall is here today because of Mar Rim and Hartnell. Joe played a year after me and realized the dream of getting to the next level. He met his wife Treva out here in Hartnell, has 4 beautiful children and a beautiful granddaughter. That's all because of this direction, this guidance. We have, you know, we have a couple players that are no longer with us. One of them is Frankie Barrera. Frankie he treated me like family, man. I like cars. He had this Monte Carlo lowrider, seats swiveled 360 degrees, fur on the dash, chain steering wheel, thing went up and down. We didn't see that in Columbus, Ohio, but it was a lot of fun to watch it here. Bobby Slaughter, he was an inspirational character. I mean, he was a linebacker, one of my team linebackers. He had a saying. He was gifted. He had a saying before every game, and he coined the phrase, "The few, the proud, the Panthers." You know, Bobby had a dream to be a country western singer, but it seemed like he chased that dream for his whole life. And I just want to say they're not here with us physically, but they are here with us in spirit. And so is Coach D. I believe they're all smiling down on us saying, what an amazing place this Hartnell College is. You know, I haven't been here in a while. You come back and you just look at it and say, wow, they are making things happen. It's just awesome. And you guys should be congratulated for that as well. You heard the accolades and the wonderful things that happened after I left Hartnell. I had an opportunity to play for University of Illinois, be a starting linebacker, be an all-time selection, play in Bear Bryant's last game in Rose Bowl and things like that. All that stuff is nice, but football's life, you know? I mean, it's so much like life, because it's not what you've done or what you did or how you know, okay, we can all say all the great athletes could live back there and say, yeah, I did all this stuff. But we were kind of reminiscing the other night with Mike Brown and Joe, Treva. And Joe and I got off on the weeds a little bit. We got to kind of get out on the weeds. I mean, you know, talking about things we shouldn't be talking about, saying, oh, we had this, and we did this, and we did that. And we were 21 years old. Treva's kind of bowed up a little bit, that's his wife, and said, how old are you guys? And that was kind of directed at Joe and I. And we're looking at each other, kind of laughing and going, you know, we're like old, right? She goes, then live in today, not the past. And it was so true. You know, when you think, you know, memories are history, and history is to be celebrated by the victories we have. And it's also to learn from defeats, and that's where we are. I said, you know, God only promises today. For today, you have enough to worry about. For tomorrow will have its own worries. You know, the future we have, and it should start today, is a promise. And we should always be believing in expectation and anticipation to be the best and continue to do the best we can do and treat people kindly and love everybody. That's hard today, but that's what my goal is and focus on daily. So I just want to say I've been blessed to be mentored by some of the best people that have coached the game. I've been blessed to be mentored by who I believe is the best teacher that we can have, and that's my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Weingrad. Our next inductee is Coach Frank Geller. Longtime coach Frank Geller won a number of championships in baseball and football as both assistant coach and head coach, including the head coach of Northlands High School's Monterey Bay League champions in 1990, where he coached from 1988 to 1990. He was an assistant coach to Ken Dean for the Northlands junior varsity team from 1966 through 1967, and helped Dave Raptis guide the Northlands freshman football team to a 1993 NBL title. He was also an assistant coach to Lou Zanani when Palma High School became the 1970 Mission Trail Athletic League football champions. He then continued his coaching career at Hartnell for 15 years from 1971 to 1985 as an assistant coach. He assisted Tony Teresa when Hartnell College won the state baseball championship in 1984, and he also assisted Marv Grimm when Hartnell won the football state championships in 1981 through 1982. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Frank Geller.
Thank you for all coming. I'd like to thank the Hartnell board, the Hartnell president, Danny, Teresa, and the staff for inviting us here today. I came to Hartnell in 1971. Tony Teresa brought me in, and I worked Tony till 74, and then Kenny Elselton came in for a couple of years, and Marv Grimm came in. And we were pretty fortunate. We won the state championship in football, we won the state championship in baseball, and not too many people can say that you won a state championship in 2 different sports, but there are a few people around here that did, like Gary Shaw, Chuck Felice, and I'm sure I'm missing some others, but they were quality coaches. The bottom line of it all is, you can be a good coach, an average coach, a poor coach. You're only as good as your players. If the players, when everything is equal, the players are going to win the game. And coaching comes in when things are pretty equal, but the players are the players. I want to thank my wife and my son for coming with me. We left Salinas 26 years ago in October. Moved up to Oregon, been back twice, don't miss the traffic at all. We've been pretty fortunate. You're only as good as your health. My health has been hanging in there right now, so I have no complaints. Going to make it short. I'm going to thank everybody for showing up today, and hope Hartnell puts it on the field tonight. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Frank Geller. Our next inductee is the late Don Barsotti, supporter. A lifelong donor and supporter of Hartnell College athletics for over 3 decades, Don Barsotti was a man with a lifetime of exemplary achievements. He graduated from Jackson High School, then went on to attend both Fresno State University and Hartnell College, where he became the first editor of the Panther Sentinel. Unfortunately, his college career would be cut short by the outbreak of World War II, which led him to join the U.S. Army Air Corps. He became one of the youngest pilots in the European Theater of Operations at the ripe age of 20. During his career, he flew in several major battles, including Normandy and Berlin. Don's accomplishments did not end with his military service, as he continued to build up an extensive list of accolades. He was a director of the California Rodeo, the Bank of America in Salinas, the Hartnell Foundation, the Community Foundation of Monterey County, and was president of the Salinas Grower Shipper Vegetable Association. Don was instrumental in supporting and donating to Hartnell Athletics when the department was in dire need of supplies, equipment, and uniforms. Don passed away peacefully at the age of 86 at his home, surrounded by his family. Sadly, Mrs. Lorraine Marsati passed away last week. The family is in Idaho attending these services. Ladies and gentlemen, the late Don Marsati. Our next inductee is a personal friend of mine. Please welcome Joe Nemeth. Support her. Joe Nemeth was born in Salinas, graduated from North Salinas High School in 1974. He attended Hartnell College in the fall of 1974 as a student athletic trainer under the late Eddie Heineke. He finished out his athletic trainer duties in the fall of 1977 with Steve Glover. Nemeth received the call in 1979 from the Texas Rangers to work as an athletic trainer in their minor league system. He spent many years as an athletic trainer. Once he returned to Salinas, he met Frank Carbajal, the new basketball coach, in 1995 with former head coach Len Wilkins at a grocery store. Coach Carb recruited Nemeth to run the score clock. Nemeth enjoyed working under the late Coach Carb and Coach Andy Basher for the past 27 years. In addition, Nemeth is in his 27th year as a USATF track and field official for weights and measures. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Nemeth.
Thank you very much for everybody coming today. I'd like to thank my wife for coming with me today, and everybody else on my table today. Thank you for coming, my Gamador, Sal. I'd like to also thank the committee for nominating me, and I'm very honored and humbled to be here today. It's just, it's been a great career. When I got here in 1974 from North Salinas High School, under the late Eddie Heineke, worked with him several years. What a tremendous man. You know, he's always said, "Hey babe," to everybody. He's just a very personal trainer, worked well with. He taught me a lot. And years later, when I left Hartnell, I got a call with the Rangers organization to come to work for them. And I put my tools to work that Eddie had shown me. And I just thank him for that. And like I said, when I got out of the ball, came back to Salinas, and I decided to give back to the community. And I've spent 27 years coming up with doing the basketball clock, and I've enjoyed it. In fact, Coach Basher just mentioned to me yesterday, as they were doing a scrimmage, he mentioned that Hartnell is in the top 3 in the state for a scorer's table. All the officials, when they walk in to the gym, they look down, they see who's down there, and they know they've got a great crew. And part of that great crew is Sal, Rich Gibbons, and Gabe, our announcer. We do a fantastic job. I have a lot of fun, like I said. I don't belittle the officials, but I have fun with them when they're out there running down the court. I just tell them, hey, you're not even doing anything today, or and they got sweat just dripping down. But it makes them laugh, and it's just a pleasure to be here. I thank everybody, and again, the committee, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Nemeth. Next to be inducted is the 1953 football team. The 10-0 undefeated 1953 Hartnell College football team, loaded with talent, with some players returning from the prior season 1952 junior college Rose Bowl team, outscored their opponents 416 to 53. They capped the season with a convincing 27-0 victory over their rival and highly regarded Monterey Peninsula team in front of a local crowd of 9,000 fans. At the end of the season, the team was ranked #1 in the state. The 1953 Hartnell football team became known as the unbeaten, untied, and uninvited team since they were denied back-to-back Junior Rose Bowl appearances because a committee of 11 wanted to give other schools a chance. As a result, the Panthers' undefeated season came to an abrupt end. That was for a team that had just completed a 23-game regular season win streak in addition to the undefeated season. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1953 Hartnell football team.
In 1952, young coach Dick Forrest rounded up a whole bunch of kids, boys were, to make a football team here in Hartnell College. We had, most of the kids were 18. They come from all parts of the valley, Santa Clara, and San Benito, and Santa Cruz counties. And none of us had any, well, some of us had experience, some didn't. We had a whole lot of 18-year-olds and a couple of 3 or 4 17-year-olds. Well, he taught us to play football, Coach Forrest. He only gave us 2 defensive plays and about 4 or 5 offensive plays. And I asked him one time why we only had so few plays. He says, that's all you could handle. So he was that way, but he taught us to win, how to win. And we won 10 games, we went to Junior Rose Bowl. I believe some 40,000 people came and watched it, and we were behind, and thanks to a great pass by Diller to Tony Teresa, we tied the game, and it's been a controversial thought because there was a defensive penalty, and with offensive penalties, they took away our extra points, and then the game was tied. Anyway, in 1953, we had the same group, did lose a few good players, but he taught us more, he gave us more play, more responsibility, and we were a much better team. And what we did, I think, and was the greatest thing we did with Hartnell College, is we set a legacy of winning football. And up until that time, it was just another junior college. That Boris got done with all the rest of our teammates. We were something to behold in Salinas Valley. It aroused a lot of people. It supported the school. And when they had the Junior World Bowl game, I think half the town went to the game. Anyway, that's what we left as a legacy. And I'm so proud to see Hartnell year after year, such wonderful football teams. I follow them best I can, and just to mention about our own team, we're down to very few players, because I don't think there's many people here born the year we were playing football. One of the things I remember that Coach Forrest told us, and he was that way, he would share things with you. He said, a great quarterback will make a great coach. He said, and a good quarterback will make a good coach. A bad quarterback will get you fired. Anyway, I want to thank you for this honor on behalf of my 3 teammates here. And God bless Hartnell.
I didn't really plan on saying anything today, but one thing I'd like to say is that I was very fortunate. I came from Pacific Grove High School. We were not a great football school. Actually, Pacific Grove was a great basketball school, as some of you may remember. But I would like to thank Hartnell and the Hartnell people, and Dick Morris especially, who was my coach and our coach at Hartnell. Dick was only here for 2 years, but his record here, it was outstanding. Won 20 games, lost none, tied 1. That was the Junior Rose Bowl. And it was such an honor for me to play for him, and for me to play with the people that I was able to play with here at Hartnell. A great group of people, just outstanding. And I feel so honored to have been here and spent the time that I did at Hartnell. It's a great experience for me, and I thank them very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1953 football team. Next is the 2004 men's soccer team. This team was built by a group of talented players by head coach Alex Golomik. Players became brothers from day-to-day interactions in practice and games. The team cohesion started at the very first practice at the old soccer field, a field that no one could handle since its dimensions were as of a professional soccer field. Of course, the only ones that knew how hard it was to play on that field were the players of the 2004 Hartnell soccer team. That season was incredible, with epic matches against Kenyatta College, Consumnes River, Fresno City, De Anza, Cerritos, West Valley, and many more. Opponents came to play on the Hartnell soccer field and went back home with a defeat, as the Athletic Panthers ran their opponents ragged within the first half. One of the most memorable matches occurred against De Anza College for the chance to go to the Final Four. Everyone realizing how important this game was, not only for the soccer team, but the entire Panther community. Hartnell ended up winning the game 1-0, with Danny Torres scoring the only goal. Hartnell made it to the Final Four, breaking 39 long years of futility and opening the door for future Panther teams. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2004 men's soccer team.
Good afternoon. My name is Diego Soto Ochoa. I speak on behalf of the 2004 men's soccer team. First of all, we want to thank everybody for putting this together. Our coaches, our families, teachers, and this group of people here. Man, it's been almost 20 years since we made history here at Hartnell College. Being the first soccer team to make it to the Final Four tournament. I don't know if these guys are going to get mad at me, but we weren't the most talented soccer team, that has played at Hartnell, but I think we had a lot of heart and, very well coaches, very, very talented coaches, Frank and Carlos Lopini. I think, like I said, we made history by going to Final Four. We didn't win the tournament. We fell short, but I think we opened the door to all those soccer teams and all of the sports here in Hartnell as well. I always tell the guys, records are meant to be broken. Our record of going to Final Four was broken by the 2013 soccer team that won the state championship. But I think our legacy will always be there. we're the first ones, and you know, it was thanks to all these guys out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the committee. Thank you very much to all of you for attending. Like someone said a little earlier, you're only as good as your players, and my players were very good. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Put your hands together for the 2004 men's soccer team. Our next team is the 1970 men's track team. Coach Gary Shaw's 37-year career at Hartnell was a crucial building block in the proud tradition of Panther athletics, and he was inducted into the Hartnell Athletics Hall of Fame in 2015. Beginning with that 1970 team, Shaw produced scores of championships in men's and women's track and cross country. Hartnell's outstanding 1970 men's track and field team members were exceptional representatives of the college, and many of the athletes progressed to four-year colleges where they continued to run and throw. During that standout 1970 season, the team won the Northern California Junior College Track and Field Relays in Modesto, the Allen Hancock Relay Championship in Santa Maria, the Small College Invitational, the Coast Conference Relays where they won all 12 events, and the Coast Conference Championship where they outdistanced the second place school by 191.5 points. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1970 men's track team.
I want to thank you for this proud moment. Coach Gary Shaw was a legend in Hartnell football and track, and we were his first team, and one of his dreams until his dying days, I think, was that we'd be in the Hall of Fame. And here we are 52 years later. And we were a local team. All of the guys except two were from the Salinas Valley. We had 33 men on the team, and represented every high school in the county. And some of our best performers were from South County, from King City and Gonzales High School, and which was really surprising to those of us from Salinas. We set some of the accomplishments we made where we set 10 school records. We were undefeated in O meets. We won 12 of 16 events in the conference championships. And we got first and second place in 10 events. And we scored more points than all of the other teams combined. We won the Hancock Relays, the Northern California Relays, and won the Small College Invitational with 15 other schools. In the conference relays, we won every single event and set 9 records. We sent 10 players, or 10 runners, or athletes to the state meet, and we finished top among the small colleges. We had some really outstanding athletes, but it was depth that made our team. And we had outstanding depth in every single event. Members of our team went on to UCLA, UCSB, Arizona, BYU, Cal State, San Jose State, Sonoma State, San Jose State, and Sacramento State. I think I missed any. A lot of our guys continued in Gary's footsteps and flourished as coaches and educators, and others became very successful in their own careers. And I think Coach Shaw is proud of us. Thank you.
My name is Tad Roberts. I'm from Verona. If you know where that is, on the other side of the freeway. When I came here, I couldn't run at all. I'm nervous right now, but at North I ran 11.4 when I left here. My best time was 9.9. That was because of Coach Shaw. He made me run, and he gave me this support system. We're missing one person who was on our 4x100 team, Calvin Lee. To let you know how important we are in reference to the school. As Kevin said, we didn't lose a meet. We lost no relays. We lost nothing. We represented this college in a most positive manner. None of us got in trouble. We all went on to college. To let you know, Kevin is a writer. I graduated from Sonoma State. I used it as a springboard. My best friend in life is in Taiwan, Lonnie School. He ran with us. He couldn't be here tonight, but his 2 brothers are representing him. I appreciate the fact that we were given this honor. I spoke to Coach Shaw in 2019. I thought we deserved this. He said, you don't. And I said, why? He gave me just a small sample of the reason why. It wasn't a negative. It was just a small thing. He said, you didn't do this or this. We got in. We appreciate it. We represented this college. And we represented it throughout the state. Nobody wanted to run against us. We beat big schools. We beat big schools. Santa Monica, places like that. They came up, we whipped them. These guys did a hell of a good job. We're old now, we're falling apart, but we are Panthers.
If I get down, somebody's got to help me get up. Tighten up, guys. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the 1970 men's track team. Again, congratulations to all of our inductees and their representatives. Thank you for sharing your stories, and thank you to family and friends for joining us today. Hartnell College is proud to recognize you in this way and enshrine your accomplishments as the class of 2022 in its Athletics Hall of Fame. Nominations for the 2023 Hall of Fame will be accepted on the Hartnell Athletics website in January. Before we conclude today's events, we will walk to the gymnasium, Building H, to the unveiling of the Athletics Hall of Fame wall. Thank you all for being here. We hope that you will join us for the tailgate at 4 p.m. at the Storm House.